Thank you guys for coming. Hey, that's us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the American Sci-Fi Classics track. I'm Joe Crow. I'm your host and the co-director of the American Sci-Fi Classics track. And right now, tonight, we're going to do a dramatic reading, I dare say, a dramatic reading of the DC Comics Presents special issue, very special issue, where he teamed up with Santa Claus. At this moment, it seems like an of the moment thing for us to do. So here we go. This is DC Comics Presents number 67 by Lynn Wein and E. Nelson Bridwell. Art by Kurt Swan and Murphy Anderson, but you can't see any of that because we're just talking. The title is "'Twas the Fright Before Christmas." Christmas Eve in Metropolis, where the gaily decorated streets are crowded with last minute shoppers. But even tonight, in the very thick of the season of peace on earth and goodwill toward men, the sinister specter of crime rears its ugly head. A young whippersnapper approaches a department store Santa Claus on the street.
Okay, Whiskers, stick 'em up. Just hand over your money or I'll plug you.
Take a hike, kid. You bother me.
The kid shoots a toy gun at Santa, and a bright yellow rubber tipped dart hits department store Santa right in the nose.
Oh, that wasn't funny, kid. You could take somebody's eyes out with one of these things.
Superman, ever alert to threats against department store Santas, apparently, swoops down and yoinks the toy gun away from the kid.
This so-called toy isn't harmless at all, Santa. My X-ray vision spotted a secret mechanism inside, which has been projecting a beam of low-grade radiation at its user.
Just hand over all your money or
Notice how glazed the boy's eyes are? That radiation has hypnotized him. What's your name, son? Where's your home?
just hand over all your money or
I was afraid of that. He's programmed for only one response. I won't get any answers from the boy here. I'll have to take him someplace where I can. Have a happy holiday, friend.
That does it. Next year, I'm going to join the Salvation Army.
Superman removes his cape and swaddles the whippersnapper in it, then flies away with him to the Fortress of Solitude.
My indestructible cape will insulate the boy from the Arctic cold.
Thousands of miles away at the Fortress of Solitude.
And this alien psyche siphon should help me break the hypnotic hold on him without damaging his mind. Are you all right, son? Can you tell me your name?
it's Timmy. Timmy Dickens. Wow. Is it really you? Are you really Superman?
Guilty as charged, Tim. Hope I didn't frighten you.
Me? No way. Is this your clubhouse? It's totally awesome.
Superman shows Timmy the toy zap gun that he used.
It was rigged to hypnotize you and play you an instruction message, which then self-destructed. Do you know where you got this?
It was in the hall closet with all my other presents. My folks like to pretend Santa still delivers my presents on Christmas Eve, but I'm too old to believe in Santa. I tried out the dart gun, and then I don't remember nothing until I woke up here. Will I have to go to jail?
No. But I would like you to go under hypnosis again to make you remember what the message said.
Oh, sure. Anything for you, Superman. It won't hurt, will it?
Trust me, Tim.
One super hypnosis later. And notice, Timmy said it won't hurt. Superman didn't say it won't hurt. He just said, trust me. One super hypnosis later, Timmy recites the message, the hypnotic message that he was given.
When you have rescued all the money from the evil Grinch disguised as Santa Claus, you will deliver it to your local big shot toy store. Then our game will be over and you will remember nothing.
I should have known he was behind this. It has his insane imprint all over it.
Who are you talking about, Superman?
Someone you're better off not knowing, Tim. Come on, bundle up and I'll fly you home.
The guys are never gonna believe this.
If they doubt you, just tell them to ask me.
Timmy says the giant yellow fortress key looks nifty, and Superman tells him all about aircraft navigation.
And nobody but Supergirl and I can lift it. Now hang on, and I'll have you home before.
A toy starship that Timmy is holding that we have not seen or heard about on panel at all before now zaps Superman, and he yells and plummets to the Arctic tundra with the force of a collapsing skyscraper and lands unconscious, but he protects Timmy from being hurt.
The ray from that toy starship made my whole body feel like lead. Can't stay airborne.
Superman, what is it? Are you okay? What happened? Are you alive? Please speak to me.
But the only reply the terrified boy receives is the howl of the frigid wind.
Superman, please, you gotta get up. We'll freeze out here. I don't know what to do, Superman. Please, Superman, please. You gotta wake up. I don't want to die out here alone.
Alone, he says. What are we, plum pudding? He's a big one, he is. Come on, fellas, we're gonna need help.
Intro the elves who lift Superman onto their tiny elf shoulders.
Boy, he weighs a ton. How come you're at the head? You always get to carry the head. Don't these guys ever go on a diet?
Who are you guys?
It's the North Pole, kid. I'll give you three guesses.
Meanwhile, in Metropolis, at the Big Shot toy store, a weaselly jerk in a maroon striped suit watches all the previous action on the thickest of monitor screens. This is Toyman. Calvin, you want to do Toyman?
My monitor lasted long enough for me to see good old Superman plummet until any icy's death. I've had quite a run of luck lately. Finding that old meteorite laced with white dwarf star energy was only the beginning. It took the genius of yours truly, Winslow P. Shot, the Toyman, to find a way to transmit that energy through any of my deadly toys. Heavy gravity energy that cancels all of Superman's powers. So that dratted do-gooder flew like a concrete kite. Not that killing Superman was the main reason behind all this, but life would ever be so much easier, don't you know, without that confounded Kryptonian's incessant interference. If old Superman did survive, the terrible Toyman will be ready for him.
But to Superman's point of view, he sees only four elfin faces coming into focus as he awakes.
Hey, big fella, can you hear me? You gave us quite a scare. I wasn't scared. Oh, Piffle, we're all just worried about you.
Where am I? Who are you guys?
Isn't it neat, Superman? They found us in the snow and brought us here.
But where is here?
A right jolly old elf appears.
Oh, it says Superman. Here, friend Superman, is my top secret
Oh, my bad.
at the very heart of the North Pole.
Superman, who is literally an alien, who has met other aliens, then says,
Workshop? North Pole? But that's impossible. You can't be. You couldn't possibly be.
No, my name is Kringle, friend Superman, Kris Kringle, but most folks prefer to call me Santa Claus. Ho, 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 ho.
I must be dreaming. I've had my Fortress of Solitude up here for the North Pole at the North Pole for years. Why haven't I noticed your workshop before?
My workshop is top secret. Nobody sees it unless I wish it to be seen.
Isn't he great? Isn't he just totally awesome? And to think I didn't believe in him before tonight. Just goes to show you, don't it?
I've still got a job to do.
That gravity beam Toyman hit you with was quite potent, and it hasn't fully worn off.
You know about that?
There's very little in this world that I do not know, my friend. You might say it comes with the territory. Follow me into my communication center, and I'll show you.
Superman, who has split into two of himself and also met parallel Earth versions of himself, then says,
You're not seriously trying to tell me that you actually.
Well, from this room, we monitor every boy and girl in the world, and I get a daily printout of who's naughty or nice. The wonders of the computer age.
I'm keeping tabs on that Toyman creep like you wanted, boss. He's setting up a nasty ambush.
Santa shows Superman and Timmy all the elves joyfully working themselves to the bone.
I often miss those simple toys of years gone by, the days of pop guns and wooden soldiers and
Santa goes on and on like this, totally bumming all of us out.
The toys of our childhood are most precious to us. I remember a toy I loved as an infant, handmade by my father, Jor-El, capable of transforming my own brain waves into holographic images. What a shame it was destroyed when Krypton exploded. Let's forget for a second all the people that died and all the technology that didn't exist and the firefalls and the Rondors.
and
I
the fact
want
that
my
he was a
toy.
baby who didn't have any toys yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's time for us to go. I've got a lot to do tonight, and there's still that Toyman to be dealt with.
Don't worry about him. He's my problem.
Oh, ever the noble hero. You're not fully recovered, and we can't afford to take chances with Toyman's booby-trapped toys all over the world.
But
But nothing. Come along, Timmy. We'll drop you at home on the way. Once we get our hands on the Toyman's records, I can deactivate those pop guns while I make my rounds.
I could probably do it faster.
Trust me, on this of all nights, nobody's faster than me. Now, the time for talk is done, my friends. It's time for action. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen. On Comet, on Cupid, on, Donder and Blitzen.
Don't worry about me. I've been blasted by the best of them, and they haven't kept me down. Uh-oh, I spoke too soon. I'm feeling dizzy again. I'm going to crash and crash hard.
Santa, in his sleigh, catches the falling Superman.
My weight should have carried me clean through.
Oh, my sleigh was built to carry a far greater weight than yours, my friend, for it carries the hopes and dreams of a world full of children.
And then, in the twinkling of an eye,
Our first stop is Toyman's Big Shot Toy Store. My monitors tell me that any attempt to come through the door or window will trigger an alarm, but I recommend another way in.
Santa points out a nearby chimney.
Why am I not surprised? My X-ray vision tells me that the chimney is bricked up, but that's not much of a problem for me.
Inside, Toyman sits watching the monitors intently, as a villain should.
Still no sign of Superman, don't you know? But that unidentified blip disturbs me. Perhaps I.
Superman blasts through the wall with a scratch.
You've been disturbed for years, Toyman, but I'm going to put you in a room with a nice soft padded wall so you can't disturb anyone else.
I'll never go back there. Never! My terrible toys will destroy you first. Yes, indeed, they will.
The toys do not, indeed, destroy Superman first. He smacks them down with a choom, chack, thrack, and chalk. Meanwhile, inside the chimney,
Superman's doing just fine. Are you kidding? Those toys are clobbering him.
I fear you're right, my friends. Superman needs our help. Our special help.
the elves and Santa unleash their own toys, who solve the issue with blinding violence.
Our guys are creaming those creeps. Of course, we built them, didn't we?
Some of those toys seem to be armed with a small amount of kryptonite. This is rapidly becoming the fight of my life. Give it up, Winslow. I don't want to hurt you.
That's the difference between us. I just love to hurt you, dear boy, especially when you're down.
Toyman notices the new toys beating the nutcrackers off of his toys.
Those strange new toys are destroying my precious pretties. What are they? Where did they come from?
Okay, Winslow, no more games. Surrender now, or I'm going to get annoyed.
It isn't fair. I was winning until those other toys butted in. But I can still win. Indeed, I can. Santa, all those deadly toys are closing in on Superman.
Well, that's just a last-ditch effort from a desperate man. Naughty, naughty Winslow. It's coal in your stocking this year.
Santa and his elves remain hidden in the chimney while Santa's toys demolish all of Toyman's evil toys.
You don't even have your toys to help you. Want to give up now?
I was winning. Where did those dratted toys come from?
Let's just say they were a gift.
Soon after super ventriloquism has summoned the police and led Toyman away,
I found the list of customers who bought Toyman's gimmicked toys. I'll make certain nobody is harmed by those nasty little toys.
a red and blue blur swoops through the skies, flitting from house to house like an overactive bee, entering unnoticed, pausing to replace all the booby trap toys until at last.
I'm finished. I've pulverized all of Toyman's toys and replaced them with harmless duplicates you gave me. And with how easy it was, I'd say the heavy gravity beam is worn off.
Well, then it's time for me to take my leave. You take Timmy safely home for me, would you?
My pleasure, Santa. But first, I'll take that toy starship if you don't mind, Tim.
The starship blasts Superman again. Then cut away to Timmy and Superman still on the frozen tundra in the snow.
Superman, are you okay? You had me scared there for a while.
All I can remember is this wild dream I was having. There were reindeer, elves, and believe it or not, Santa Claus.
Of course I believe in Santa Claus. Don't you?
I'm not entirely sure what I believe.
Superman deposits Tim back at home hours and hours after he disappeared from his parents with no explanation.
Here we are, Tim. Tell your folks you were in good hands.
I'll do that. Thanks for everything. And Superman,
Yes, Tim?
Merry Christmas.
Now that Tim is safe, it's time for me to go home too, so Clark Kent can celebrate the holiday with his friends. Once I remove my street clothes from the secret pocket in my cape, I'll not be able to get to the next page really quick, and I'm just gonna sit here and talk until I'm able to. What the hell is wrong with me? I'll call Lana, and feels like something else is in there. Great Krypton! It's the hollow toy my father made for me, the one I thought destroyed. But that's impossible, isn't it?
The hologram projects an image of Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas, Superman! Ho, ho, ho!
And scene. Thank you very much.
This suit gets warm.
A little bit. Calvin, Michael, my gosh, what do we think?
That was fun.
Yeah.
Have any of you actually read that comic? Besides, obviously,
obviously you, but yeah.
No, I was going to say, obviously you have, Joe, because you adapted it.
Well, I physically have I think I still have a physical copy of it that I got back when it came out, and it's wild. I like though that the amidst all the very generic Superman stuff that's going on, they stick you at the very end with, oh wait, he's dating Lana Lang right now in whatever continuity is happening at the moment. That nobody remembers. I guess I remember.
I'll say Lana is a side piece, you know.
Yeah.
No, not at this point. Lois broke up with Superman. Action 540? Somewhere around there. They broke up, and so Clark started dating Lana.
Immediately, if I'm not mistaken.
It was
he's got stuff to
it was
do.
a time. That was during Marv Wolfman's run, uh, pre-crisis run, I guess I should say, because you got to be
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
specific about these things.
Yeah, so like around
Uh,
like 83.
I
yep.
think so.
Yeah,
But
my
yeah, she
comp.
breaks up. She just breaks up with him. She's just like, "This isn't going anywhere. I'm heading out of town." She
Yeah,
goes to see her parents, Sam and Ella.
Ella.
No, salmonella.
Yeah,
Oh, what?
those people were weird.
Uh,
It's always there,
yeah.
Wait
So
for
what
wait
is everybody? What is
wait, wait,
everybody working on right now?
I was gonna say wait for 2026. That'll be the 20th anniversary.
Okay.
How did that happen? Oh God,
Time.
we're next month it'll be 20 years since we shot Sith Apprentice. And
Oh.
God, and God has that backfired on us.
Bruh. Oh, I bet you can't.
Oh
Has
no,
that?
it's still on YouTube, and I still get the occasional death threat over it. But
Oh, sure. Okay.
I don't really pump it enough, because we made fun of it when Trump was a joke, and he still is as far as I'm concerned. But
Hmm.
now he's just a dangerous one.
Yep, indeed. Well, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, thank you for watching.
Oh, are
Uh,
we still recording?
whatever. Yeah, or maybe we're not. Yes, we are. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for hanging out with us. This has been DC Comics Presents Superman and Santa Claus. John, tell everybody where you can be found.
Well, right now I can be found in my living room downstairs finishing wrapping presents. Although by the time this, comes out, that'll all be done and given. Not really working on anything new right now, other than just regular the commercials, which is the boring stuff that pays for all the fun stuff.
Yeah,
I'm going to be getting going again here soon, hopefully, on my documentary Chair, which is all about comedy improv. Uh,
neat.
but my website is Z Team Productions, and hopefully soon there'll be some new stuff on there.
Yeah, yeah. Michael Bailey.
Um, got probably within the little after Christmas, there'll be a episode of It All Comes Back to Superman where I talk about my reaction to the Superman trailer that
Yeah.
was mentioned, I think, before we started recording. Um, Coming in the new year, probably starting February, I have a massive series where I'll be talking about all of the Superman movies, animated, both animated and live action, with a bunch of different people.
Oh, cool.
That's called Moving Kryptonian Images because, I like titles. And that's basically just to kind of lead up to the movie. That's my big thing that I'm working on. It's turning into more of an ordeal than I thought it was going to, but
A baffling ordeal.
but biting off more than I can chew is kind of what I do, so that should be fun. But yeah, you can find all my shows at fortressofbailey2.com.
Excellent. Calvin.
So I am still sporadically working on Sci-Fi Journal. So if you go on YouTube and look up Sci-Fi Journal, if you look up the Rhode Island Science Fiction Club, we're going into our 29th year, but we've been talking for a while about switching over from a news format since it's completely outdated by the time we actually get around to doing stuff, to doing more of a podcast discussion thing, which we're really making some headway on. So hopefully in the next couple of months, that's what we're going to be doing. But you can still catch, our current episode that we covered a couple of conventions, including the latest Rhode Island Comic Con. Had a lot of fun.
And I will post links to everybody's stuff in the YouTube comments, not comments, the YouTube thing, whatever it is. I'll post all the links that they just talked about. And you can find us at facebook.com/American Sci-Fi Classics. Did I do it wrong for the millionth time? Facebook.com/groups/American Sci-Fi Classics. That is where you can find us. In the meantime, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We will see you all very soon.